Oh, hey, what's up, VC? It's Nate again. I've got another little update. This is going to be short. I'm not going to show everything that I. Well, first of all, I'm going to turn that down. That's another album I picked up by Dick Hyman, Moog, or Moog. Genius from the 60s. This is killer. I love it. I got a copy of Age of Electronicus not too long ago, and I love that too. So I found this. I went to a record show in Atlanta this past Sunday, and I got some stuff. And I also I'm going to be showing some of that. Oh, there's somebody that I'd like you to meet. It's Sadie. Say hello. Oh, yes. Hello. Hi. Huh? How you doing? Huh? Oh yeah, kisses. She's a full-bred Boston Terrier, and I don't have kids. Oh, and this is her sister. This one is half Chihuahua, half Boston terrorist. Yeah, I'm gonna get flagged by the TSA. Oh boy, better watch out. Terrier. Hi, her name is Zuzu. Half Chihuahua, half Boston Terrier. Oh my god! Oh my god! Look, it's you. That's you. Huh? Okay, she's gonna start freaking out. Anyhow, yeah. So I went to a record store up in northeast part of Atlanta. Actually, two of them. One was in Decatur. That's not necessarily northeast, but whatever. Anyhow, and before I went up to Atlanta, there was somebody, and there's a Atlanta vinyl collectors page on Facebook, which I am, frequent and post occasionally. And somebody posted that they were listening to this brilliant album, and this has been on my list of grails for a long time. Actually, I saw it on I saw it at a record show a while back, and I didn't buy it then. But anyway, I went to, and it's pristine. It's on, well, it's clean. It's really, really clean, and sounds fantastic. OG, it's great. Lindsay showed this in her last video. Oh my god, it's just Ticket to Ride. She's not there. Eleanor Rigby, and of course You Keep Me Hanging On, the song that they're famous for. And I was really only familiar with the single version, not the LP version. Wasn't aware that it's like 7 minutes long. It's awesome, and it's slowed down, and it's just sludgy psych. Oh, it's fantastic. And I also saw two other albums by Vanilla Fudge. Renaissance, which I think was their second or third. This one came out in '68. It's also on Atco Records, the original Atco label. And I also picked up Rock and Roll, which I've yet to listen to as of yet. But anyway, I was so psyched. Get it? Psych. I was pretty happy about picking those up. Holy cow! I forgot to mention. Last Wednesday I went to see Television. Now, I had seen Television last November in Austin at a festival. Of course, Marquee Moon is one of the greatest punk new wave-ish albums of all time, and they just, Tom Verlaine singing. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. From when I saw him in Austin, it was kind of, I don't know. Anyway, but last Wednesday, I mean, they just killed. They've got a new-ish guitar player, Jimmy Reap, and man, he was killing it. He was holy, yeah, amazing, amazing show. It was so good. Anyway, back to the records. This is something I got at the record show from one of the vendors. I got these two, and I kind of bundled them together, and I offered him a set price. It was a little more than I wanted to pay, but this is Phil Ochs. This is the quintessential Phil Ochs album. I Ain't Marching Anymore. Oh God, this is just if ever there was like a folk singer, a political folk singer who really lived the politics. I'm just going to turn that off. Man, what a tragic story. American Masters on PBS, there was a special on Phil Ochs, and it was just a tragic story. Once the Vietnam War ended, his raison d'etre, I guess, reason to sing and write songs kind of went away, because that's basically where he got his inspiration. Is trying to stop the war. And then in the early 70s, he just devolved into alcoholism. He had bipolar disorder, and alcohol and bipolar manic depression, they can be lethal. And in his case, he ended up taking his own life. And it was just so. Even after the war, he went down to. I think he went down to Chile, and it was right around the time that Allende was assassinated by the CIA, and Pinochet put in as a puppet dictator and just slaughtering. I don't know if it was Chile or another one of the banana republics or what have you. And yeah, that if you ever, it's on Netflix. The Phil Ochs story. I think it's Ain't Marching Anymore. Anyhow, oh yeah, this is I got this from the same vendor. Nuggets, original artifacts from the first psychedelic era, 1965 to 1968, and this is not, of course, this is not the original and more famous album cover. This is a 1976 Sire repressing, and I listened to it the other night, and it is spectacular. It is just, oh man, it's incredible. The amount of just the great songs that are on Psychotic Reaction, Hey Joe by The Leaves. It's infamous, and it's probably the greatest compilation of songs on it. Dirty Water by the Standells. It's probably the greatest comp ever put together. It's the most important because it covered one of the seminal periods in rock music, where that kind of so much garage rock, and then Lenny Kaye, who wrote the liner notes to it, had supposedly coined the phrase punk rock. I don't know the veracity of it. I don't know if he was the first one to use it, but I mean, I would put some of these songs in the same category as punk rock. Some punks are very, I don't know, they take themselves a little too seriously, and they try to put rules on punk rock, and I don't see that. I try not to, because anyway. More what I thought was psychedelic. The Cherry People. Look at that. That is it. I mean, come on. That's a acid laced cover if I've ever seen one. And no, it's not. It's absolute. This might as well have been put on out by Buddha Records. It's bubblegum. It's pure saccharine pop. It's about as family friendly and non-psychedelic as you can get. And I hate it. I hate it. I listened to about half of the first side, and man, I thought but I went and researched them, and I think I looked up their Wikipedia article and all music. The later stuff that they put in, that they recorded was Psych, and it was better. It was more. That was not representative of them as a band or as live performers. So I'll probably try to track down the next, their second and third albums. Punky, what's his name? One of the members became a member of Punky Meadows. He became a member of the metal band Angel in the early 80s, late 70s. So that was kind of strange hearing, knowing of Angel's work, and then hearing that really bubblegum opening, and suddenly, God. Anyway, another thing I found at, it was Ella Guru Records in Decatur, The Who, Magic Bus, and My Generation. Not very expensive. It was like $8, and it's in pretty good shape. Two of the early, the best, their first, I think their first two albums, not sure. I also, more, two-tone classic, more specials. And I paid a little more than I would normally pay for a record like this, but it's the specials. It's amazing. Just the whole thing. And I want to get their first album. That's on my list of grails now. And Prince, 1999. I showed this in my last video, but I didn't even realize that there was only one record inside. Fortunately, I only paid like $2 at an estate sale. I went to the record store and I saw one of the vendors had this. And he said, well, I'll give, $5. And I thought, no. I looked inside, and there was only one record. The original that I had side 1 and 2. This one had side 3 and 4 in it. So he said, yeah, just give me $1. Right on. So for a total of $3, I now have a complete, and much cleaner because this is new one, is still in the shrink wrap. The other one, it looks like shit. The seams are kind of torn. It's definitely much more, it was more well loved, I think, than this one. And the last album I have to show is Zappa and the Mothers, Grand Wazoo. And I paid it, I don't think I paid that much for it. It was probably like $4 or $5. But the cover was torn. But it is an original pressing on Bizarre Records, and that made up for the fact that the cover was torn. You don't play the covers. Remember that. That's my philosophy, and I can always sort of get in there with the glue gun. And fix it if need be. So, alright, 14 minutes, I'm done. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.